Here we have color theory, the half-warm, half-cool portrait. While you've been working on your color wheel and gradient, I should have been going around or leaving out a list of asking who do you want to paint for your half-warm, half-cool portrait. Alright, you just add what you want on there. The more specific, the better. You can ask for almost anybody. The Rock, Shrek, Spider-Man, or Spooderman, depending on what you like. Just be more specific. If you look at number 7, it says Taylor Swift, but the one where she does that thing with her hair, I don't know what that means. Be more specific. Or you can just flat out email me the pictures so you don't see me going, huh? When you get what you want, all right? If you looked at the list, you saw that Christian Bale Batman was one of the suggestions I made, so let's take a look at this. Let's pretend somebody sends me this photo, or this is the photo I find. I'm looking online, and this is the portrait that I found. First thing I'm going to do with any portrait is blow it up, so it is truly a portrait, just the face. That's what we're looking for this project, so do not worry about backgrounds, do not worry about other things in there. We're just focused in on the face. So I'm going to blow it up so we see the 2 eyes, nose, and mouth, the whole head. Please remember that it's got to be school appropriate. So if there's anything on their face, I will not do it. However, if they're making a gang sign or something like that, I'll just edit it so we don't see their shirt or fingers doing anything inappropriate. Not that we should be looking at those images anyway. The next thing I do is I actually turn it to a black and white image. That's important for the next process because we are going to ignore the natural color of our piece. So do not walk into this piece going, oh, they have a pale color skin color, so I have to represent that. No, you're not going to. Oh my gosh, they have red hair in real life. Well, not in this picture, at least not in half of it. So be prepared to disregard the natural colors. The reason I ask for these portraits that you give them to me that you don't get to print them out is because I feed them through a filter. This filter on my computer is called Posterize. Some people call it Posterize. I know it as Posterize. And it turns the picture into only so many colors. There are only 4 to 5 colors that are going to be represented here. You'll notice that there's white, there's black, and there are 3 shades of gray. That's what we're going to want. So be prepared to see an image that looks like this when you receive your portrait to trace. This is the tricky part for some friends. You're going to trace it, but as I've mentioned before to other people, if you've heard me say when you trace an image, do not try and trace the face, trace the shapes. We're going to outline them. If you even notice, like the black of Batman's eyes here leak into the black of his mask, which is why they are not there. You don't have to get every little image that you see, the little dots here and there. It's going to be fine. But you are trying to get the general blobs, the general images to help form what's going to later be Batman. So yeah, it's going to look like what I say, a topographical map. So it's going to look a little weird at first. Trust me, you're going to be okay. After that comes a very simple process of dividing it in half. Everyone's probably most likely going to divide their half-warm, half-cool portrait evenly in half down the middle. However, what about a zigzag line? That's still in half. Remember, I'm not going to be a mathematician here and judge exactly what's in half, so go ahead and have a little fun deciding what is half. Yeah, another way we could divide it in half is slant down that line. Some people are all about making sure one eye is on one side, one eye is on the other, or the mouth is divided in half. But really, so long as the picture's divided in half, we're going to be fine. You normally say which side's going to be warm, which side's going to be cool. That's up to you. For my friends of manga or magna or whatever you want to call it, they always have this thing where they highlight the eyes with a different color and the rest is done differently. While technically not a half color image, half, it's still a good representation. So yeah, if you want to do like a warm part where the face is, it's going to make them seem stern while the rest of their body is in a cool part. So long as there is a warm, cool part of it, yeah, let's get it done. Black and white are neutral colors. I'll only be giving you these colors when you're doing your final project. I'll be giving you the primary, red, blue, and yellow, the same colors we worked on the color wheel, plus your neutral colors, white and black. You will be deciding on how best to use them. Of course, I'll be walking around the room, asking if anybody needs assistance. And if you need any help, of course, I'll answer it. But you should have the general knowledge of where these colors go. Remember, white and black can go on either side. They are neutral. So let's start with the warm side of the Batman picture. And I'm going to go with some pinks to begin off with, because to be honest with you, I want you guys thinking about the unnatural colors that sometimes will happen in this portrait. Batman doesn't wear pink. I kind of think it's funny. Why not? So yeah, I'm going to put pink in where some of these pictures go. Notice how that dark gray has become a dark pink. And look at that. We have even a lighter pink. So by mixing different amounts of white with my red, I'm going to get different colors. So I'm just paying attention to that part. I'm not done yet. I still have that black area to deal with. What am I going to do with that black area of Batman? So as you can see here, I filled it with a darker red, or kind of like a darker pink, which still has a little bit of white in it, but mostly black and red. And remember, black is a strong color, so it doesn't take much to make it dark. And I filled it in. And notice how much more complete it looks like with that dark in there. I've now finished my warm side by only using red, white, and black. You can use any other warm colors you want. I could still go back and add yellows and oranges with tints and shades of white and black. I just chose not to for the simplicity of the picture, but you can still go ahead and have fun with however you want. Of course, I'm going to have my other side, the cool side. I went with green. You think I would have gone with blue because, Batman sometimes has that blue nature. But again, I want you guys to disregard the natural colors. You can choose whatever cool colors you want. If you want to go blue on yours or whatever colors you want, whatever's more natural to you, you can do it so long as you understand if it's warm or cool. Personally, I just went with green. I thought it was a compliment to red. And you can see how I mixed it. We should know by this point from the color wheel, blue and yellow make green. And if I want to add some white to it and some black to it for those hues, we can do that. Hopefully when I'm done, it should look like something like this one combined. There is a warm side and there is a cool side. Notice how the background has nothing on it. That's okay. It's white. It's neutral. And neutral colors can exist on both sides, just white, black, or any kind of gray. However, you are more than welcome to paint the background. Look at the first one, the one on the left. Notice how the warm side has a warm color behind it. Orange. Look how the cool side has a cool color behind it. Blue. So I've kept it warm and cool. However, if you look on the right, I don't mind if you flip the background. In fact, some people love flipping the background, and where it was warm, it now has a cool background, and where it's cool, it has a warm background. You are still showcasing your knowledge of knowing what a warm and a cool color is. Some people love to have a warm color behind a cool and a cool behind a warm. That is up to you. There are, of course, various ways to get this done. And yes, as I mentioned before, black and white are neutral colors. So if you're like, dude, I really want to keep that black in on both sides, do it. But notice how the highlights on this picture are still in the pink and green color range. So yeah, I can even keep the white in if I so choose. It still looks complete. All right, I kept it warm and cool. Even the background is gray, because gray, of course, is a neutral color consisting of black and white. No other color in there, then we'll be fine. So go ahead, if you want, play around with your neutrals if you want. Do not be afraid of using black. Do not be afraid of using white, as they are neutral. As I've mentioned before, art is a problem with many solutions. Here are just 4 other solutions to the problem of how am I going to do a warm, cool Batman. While you're looking at it, you may notice one of them doesn't have variants of red in it. It just has red, oranges, and yellows. You can do that. Or on the other side, you'll see different colors. So we can be playing with the white and black as much as we want, or just adding with the warm colors. This is your time to have some fun with this piece, okay? So long as I see warm and cool pictures on either colors on either side, you're going to be fine. One thing you will be graded on later is, does it still look like a face? It should. To be honest with you, so long as you're painting in with color, you'll be good if it's consistent. If it's not dark where the dark colors go, it will still work, believe it or not. Just get the work done. Let's take a look at how we're going to grade this bad boy right here. Here is the rubric that should be posted in the class, and if you've ever needed a copy, they should be up for you to look at any time. Notice how it's split into two sections, understanding and craftsmanship. Understanding for this project is broken down into 50 points. You're just basically telling me that you understand where the warm and cool colors go. You understand that red, orange, and yellow. And if you add black or white to any of that side, it stays on the warm side. Green, blue, purple with black and white that can go on both sides can exist on the cool side. You obviously understand where those colors go. When you start misplacing colors, that's when we start losing points. We should be able to get that after the color wheel. If you have any mistakes, please let me know. The wonderful thing about painting is we can always paint over a mistake. We don't have to redo an assignment. Heck, if I mispaint the wall the wrong color, I'll just paint over it. I'm not going to take down the wall. And for the final grade of this piece, the other 50 points is craftsmanship. I just want to know that you understand how to use paint. Guys, I shouldn't see it being sloppy. This is where it should look like a face. But beyond that, you stayed inside the lines that you made. Now, if it gets a little bit out, it's going to be fine. But if I start seeing what I call clumps or drips that are unintentional, that's where we're going to start to drown in our grades. Now, of course, even I make mistakes. However, I understand, and you should at this point too, that you can always paint over a mistake. You don't throw it away. Paint is actually unforgivable when it's wet, but very forgivable when it dries. So when it's dry, just correct it. Sometimes that takes time and we'll be okay. So yeah, I've made mistakes before too. I just paint over them, and that's the expectation that you will do too. If some mistakes happen, you just look over here at the rubric and we'll fix it. But again, you have till the end of the semester to fix this grade. So hey, let's do it right the first time. And if not, we'll fix it. All right?